Hi everyone, it's Bernard here on the day after the night before. It's the 7th of November, so I've obviously just got my act together after an exciting Champions League night. But hey, that'll come in a bit. We've got plenty to say. I mean, I was worried about things to say today, but after that last night, it'd be quite fun, wouldn't it? Anyway, what we're going to do, I'm going to have a look back at the Southampton game. Obviously, going to have a look at the Atalanta game. We're going to have a check on the Twitterverse. Is obviously a bit more active last night. Some quite funny things on Twitter. If you go on Twitter today, it's quite humorous actually. It's nice to go on Twitter and there's the odd dodgy comment, but most people have took it on the chin last night. And obviously there's a lot of humour with events last night. Obviously, so we'll have a look at Twitter anyway. I'll be doing my old Stuart Brennan watch when I do my match reviews, seeing what he's giving players. He gave a real mix-up last night. Quite interesting reading, so we'll get on to that. And obviously we'll look forward to the Liverpool game at Anfield this coming Sunday, won't we? Obviously, I think the lads have stayed overnight in Italy, haven't they? They'll be flying back today. So again, we've not got as much rest time as Liverpool. Looking the way things are going, we perhaps need that rest, don't we? But hey, there you go. That's how it is, isn't it? That's what we've been, the balls that have been played, that we've got to suffer, haven't we? Anyway, have a quick look. Southampton game. Noticeable. Perhaps they're listening to me. I mean, they've gone back to a nice picture on the front, so no one's tried to draw Gabriel. They've gone back to a nice picture. I mean, obviously with the remembrance. Obviously, it was our last game before Remembrance Sunday, so we had our minutes turned into the minute silence. Obviously, applause thing. Obviously before the game against Southampton, because we're not playing at the Etihad obviously now before the 11th of November, which is obviously the official day, and obviously the Sunday before is usually the Remembrance Sunday. Again, what I liked about this programme this week was obviously Gary, I cover it in my cities and past. I'm going to cover the things that Gary James has been doing, starting with the episode that I'll be putting out next week, I think, because he's been looking at obviously since 1894. But this was quite good. I enjoyed this because it took us through the 30s and obviously the up to the war from 1930. And City were the sort of Arsenal. If you think about it, Arsenal were the big team in London, and City had become the equivalent up north. We were the big competition between City and Arsenal, obviously in the 30s. It did end in absolute disaster for City by the end, because obviously the year after winning the first division for the first time ever in 36-37, champions 36-37. We ended up getting relegated, didn't we? So it did end up in disaster. But I pointed that out because if you don't get the programmes, the Gary James stuff is one of the things I read all of the time, which is absolutely fantastic. And the other thing in the programme, obviously, you've got the wonderful Ian Cheeseman. And as you probably know now, he's done a collaboration with Vincent Comrie about the treble season, etc. I'm sure there's other things in the book as well. So that is due out on the 14th of November, so not too long now for that. So that looks absolutely fantastic. Talk of the treble. So that was the Southampton programme. The game itself, as you know, I do the good, the bad and the ugly. I mean, we had 76% possession against 24%. 26 shots, only 4 on target. But someone did point out to me yesterday that the 4 on target did include, there were 11 blocks as well, so you don't count as being on target. So perhaps they were on target and they got blocked. So it's a stat I wasn't quite too sure of. When you look at it blandly like that, 26 shots, 4 on target, it's absolutely abysmal, isn't it? But you're putting your bodies in the way. The players, if it's not the goalkeeper saving it, the players are putting the body in the way. Fair enough. Southampton had 3 shots, 3 on target. They scored with 1, didn't they? Good, the bad and the ugly. I'll start with the bad. I mean, obviously, the Southampton goal, Ederson's, we're going to give him some leeway. We're going to go on to last night, aren't we, in Ederson? But we're going to give him leeway, aren't we? He's allowed to make errors. But yeah, it was a simple thing. It was as simple as a goalkeeper. I mean, a goalkeeper to a lesser standard myself, obviously they're bread and butter, aren't they? You've got to take those. It was a skimming shot, wasn't it, across? But Ederson should perhaps have done really better for that. That first half, I think in the whole game, we put over 50-odd crosses, and we do know, I mean, we don't want to go on about it again. Even Pep comments on about it. You know, he said it at half-time, didn't he, in the tunnel. Have you seen the tunnel cam? I think there's stuff on YouTube about it. He's telling the guys, you know, don't cross unless it's a meaningful cross. There's no point in just putting crosses in for the sake of crossing it. You know, make sure it counts. And obviously we put 50-odd crosses in. I think that's the most I can remember us putting in the game anyway. And I think on the other side of the bad is we've got too many big players not quite doing it at the moment. KDB, Sterling had a fantastic start to the season, but it's not quite not firing on all cylinders. And Bernardo, Aguero, all our big players, there's not really one of them stepping up, which meant being 1-0 down, we had to come on to the good, which obviously was the first and second goals. I mean, the first goal was absolutely superb. I mean, Walker assist for Sergio Aguero, and obviously Walker, I mean, that second goal, absolutely fantastic. And this is the thing, our big players are letting us down, so we're having to rely on players like Walker to come and do the business for us up front, which is a bit worrying, to say the least. Obviously, we'll go on to Walker again, won't we? But he's had a good week. He's my man of the week. Do you have a man of the week? Yeah, Walker's going to be my man of the week, obviously. And the knee slide. Well, what can you say about that knee slide? I mean, it's got to be 9.9 out of 10 for that knee slide, hasn't it? I mean, you know, most of us would end up going arse over tit for my language if we did slides like that. But what a fantastic slide! And it's nice to watch the angle. If you watch on the City app or on YouTube, when you get the angle of going behind the 360-degree angle, like Vincent Kompany's goal last year against Leicester. It's great to watch that back on that. Yeah, I mean, Walker's my man of the match, to be honest with you, probably because of that. There's no real VAR things. There's plenty of VAR things on the other Premier League things, but there's nothing VAR orientated, really. Pep looks a bit more animated on the sideline. He's been very much sat in his dugout this season. He looks a bit more animated, which is good to see. I like to see Pep animated. I think he looks a bit funny, this bit up and down this season. Referee Lee Mason, absolute joke. I mean, if you think about, obviously one of the bugbears was in booking Ederson for time wasting. Yet the Southampton goalie been doing it all match, obviously, and Ederson does it a couple of times and gets booked, and yet the Southampton. So is there a difference between booking someone from the first minute to booking them from the 88th minute? No. I mean, it should be consistency, and this is a problem, isn't it? We've got no consistency at all with the referees. So no, that's. But Lee Mason again, he's just another idiot, isn't he? He just the game just runs by him, and he picks and chooses who he books, what he gives as fouls and what he doesn't give as fouls. He's just a typical English referee at the moment, unfortunately. Obviously, the bad David Silva picking up a muscle injury, which looks as though it'll rule him out until after the international break, which is just yet another thing, isn't it? I mean, we're just accepting now, aren't we? We just just seems to be every game we get something, and obviously we went on to the next game and something else happened as well, didn't it? The ugly, there's not a real ugly. I wouldn't have thought there was a bit of ugly in the other games. I mean, obviously diving's reared its ugly head, and obviously with Pep commenting about Mane with their winning, with his sort of histrionics, and Liverpool fans defending him, and Klopp defending him, and City fans defending Pep, and it all gets a bit bad, doesn't it? It all gets a bit gritty. Anyway, let's look at the player ratings for the Southampton game. As I say, I look at Stuart Brennan, see what Stuart Brennan really says. Ederson, being a City goalkeeper, is about long idle spells with the odd save. He made a mess of a standard and handed Saints a goal. He only giving 4 out of 10, Brennan, which I give Ederson 5.5. As you know, 6 is my turning up and playing an okay game rating, so I give Ederson a 5.5. Yeah, he wasn't fantastic, but he's allowed that, isn't he? Brennan again, Kyle Walker, one dangerous cross to the far post in the first half, and his drilled effort finally broke Saints' resistance to set up Aguero. Give him a 7. I give Walker an 8. I just thought he played pretty well apart from that. John Stones, excellent in defence, all composure and crisp passing, and his header was one of City's better chances. You give John Stones a 7. I give John Stones a 6.5, so a little bit better. Fernandinho able to bring the ball forward and play more in his old position, but even he struggled to unlock the Saints' defence. I give him a 6 out of 10. I give him a 6.5, again, a bit more generous than Stuart. Angelino,
Yeah, I mean, he did have a good game, Angelino. Going forward, defensively, he didn't have to do much, did he? But some of his crosses, some were good, some were poor. But the amount, I don't know how many crosses he put in, but it must have been 15, 20 crosses. I don't know, Angelino. City's brightest attacking player in many ways, and he even won his fair share of headers despite being the smallest man on the pitch. Yes, he did. So he give Angelino a 7. I give Angelino a 7 as well. I agree with Stuart there. Ilkay Gundogan does so much right in terms of ball circulation. When it comes to a killer pass or finding a goal, he's often lacking. So I give him a 6 out of 10. Gundogan, I give him a 6 out of 10. Thank you for turning up, Ilkay. Kevin De Bruyne kept trying to drive City forward, but the inspiration was lacking for so long until he started to deliver in the second half. And he gave Kevin a 7. Kevin De Bruyne a 7. I only give him a 6.5. I thought it was okay. Bit better in the second half, but most of the team were better in the second half. David Silva's attacking runs down the left channel have become a little too predictable, and he was duly sacrificed at half time. Well, he probably didn't know the knowledge of David being injured there. He gave him a 5 out of 10. It's a bit harsh. I give him a 6, which is just my average score, really, because he probably was carrying that little injury, wasn't he? But I'd say Stuart probably didn't know that anyway at the time he did the ratings. Bernardo Silva, the magical midfielder of last season, has gone missing. So many of his passes and crosses were not coming off at all. 5 out of 6, 5 out of 10. Bernardo, I give 6. I'd give him an. I thought he worked hard. He tried hard. Nothing came off, yes, but I wouldn't have given him any less than that. Sergio Aguero had 19 shots before he got one on target, and that one sped through the legs of McCarthy for the equaliser. So there you go. Most of our shots were from Sergio. He's another big player, not quite performing at the moment, is he? Is he looking his age? Well, as soon as we say that, he'll get better, won't we? So, yeah, he's looking his age. So, next game, he'll play a stunner, won't he? I give Sergio 6.5. Stuart gives Sergio 6. Raheem Sterling started to get some joy after switching to right, where his direct runs running unsettled Saints, but not enough. And he give him 6 out of 6. I give him 6 as well. So, I agree with Stuart. The subs, I give Jesus 6.5. Stuart gave him 7. Gave the defence an extra problem, yeah. So I can't disagree with that, and that's pretty much that on the Stuart Brennan thing there. Obviously, we'll have a look at his stuff with the Atalanta game. So yeah, Southampton got out of 3 points in the bag. Obviously, as we went over on the concourse, literally went out of the ground just as Liverpool had scored their winner at Villa Park. So that put a bit of a dampener on it, hey, but we can only win our games and Liverpool can only win their games, can't they? So that's about that. Right, let's get on with there's no messing about with anything else today. Let's get on with the Atlanta game. Atlanta 1, City 1. Atlanta 42% possession, City 58% possession. Atlanta 8 shots, 2 on target. City 10 shots, 4 on target. So not the most actiony sort of game. I mean, I didn't watch the Chelsea Ajax game. I sort of watched it through Twitter, if you like, where people were telling me the scores. And it's one of those things, isn't it, where you go, you watch a game and it's on Twitter or Facebook where they say, yeah, Chelsea Ajax. Yeah, you thought that was an interesting game. Hey, City, hold my beer. So it was one of them moments, wasn't it, last night? And there's no real organisation to this what I'm going to talk about now, because there's so many things happened. I mean, I'll just throw things as and when I can think of them. Start with the good. Pep again. Pep was more animated. It was a good, strong team as well. I mean, it was Cancelo, Fernandinho, Otamendi, Mendy, Gundogan, KDB, Bernardo Silva, Sterling, Mahrez and Jesus. That was a team to win that game. That was a team that was sending out to win the game, with a little look at what he may be thinking about playing against Liverpool as well. So that was a strong team sent out by Pep. And he himself seemed to be more animated as well. He was constantly in the coaching box, which we've not seen much of in the league games, certainly this season with Pep. And he did an interview the other day where obviously pre-match, where he was asked about moving to Italy, and he said he was perfectly happy in Manchester and he was enjoying it there. So there's a lot of background stuff going on with Pep, isn't there? People saying his wife has gone back to Spain, etc. And there's a lot of problems. And I myself don't think he'll extend his contract. I think he will be gone by the end of his contract next season, which makes our January transfers and summer transfer windows quite interesting. Some people think he'll be even gone at the end of this season, but I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, but so it's nice to see Pep more animated anyway. And the good, really good, was obviously the initial goal in the first few minutes. Absolutely superb goal, great goal. I mean, it looked as though we were going to go on and bury this game, didn't we, and get guarantee qualification. Bernardo, the Jesus back heel, and the Sterling finish, absolutely superb play by City. And you only thought it was going to go on one. I think Atalanta had one chance very early on where the sidebar of the goal. But you just thought City were going to go on and actually comfortable 2-3, 4-0, perhaps let a goal in 4-1. But Atlanta didn't really know a lot to do after that, did they? I mean, City we had chances. You had the obvious pullback of Sterling. Now, the good thing, I've included this in good, because obviously the VAR picked up that it was indeed outside the area, and we have to accept that. But it was not a goal-scoring opportunity. It wasn't Sterling through on the goalkeeper, so why was the player booked? I wasn't sure. Shouldn't he have been sent off for denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity? So I'll give the VAR as good, because it actually picked it up outside the box, which I thought was really good. And the other thing on VAR was good, was the penalty was given, because in UEFA Champions League, if it hits an arm, we know, because that arm was away from the body and up. And we knew it was going to be a penalty, and it was given as a penalty. And literally, it took, how many seconds did it take for the ref to go over to the monitor and say it was a penalty? PGMOL, please take note. That's how you do it. We'll come on to a little bit of the bad on VAR, but, by that period in time, I was thinking, what a wonderful system this Champions League VAR is at that point in time. It did. My view did obviously change. Let's go on to a bad then before we do another couple of goods. Obviously, the bad had to be the penalty, didn't it? What I'd said. I mean, the bad had to be a bit of the finishing by City, obviously, in that first half. We totally dominated the first half, didn't we? We were a far better team. Again, our finishing let us down. Sterling was through late on, wasn't he? And absolutely messed it up. Jesus, that penalty with Jesus, whichever way you pronounce it. I'm sorry, but it's Jesus. It was just a poor penalty. I mean, we've got to sort this out. I mean, again, it didn't come back to bite us too much in the end. But again, when you think back to the Tottenham Champions League penalty miss with Sergio, and you think to this time, that was a dreadful penalty. And Gabby's usually pretty good at penalties, and he'd been having a pretty good game up to that point, to be honest with you. But that penalty, his run-up was dodgy. Is he? I'm not sure. I have seen him take penalties. I don't remember him doing his little stuttery run-up before. That was a bit confusing, but no, it's an absolutely terrible penalty. And it is a worry. That's the bad. I mean, it is a worry to us about the penalties. It's just shambolic. So, yeah, I mean, the first half, dirty. Atlanta were very, very dirty. Mahrez was getting some stick. I mean, Atlanta, that's part of my ugly. I mean, the Atlanta, we didn't see that so much at the Etihad, perhaps on their own soil with their own fans with them. That's how they play, Atlanta. Typical Italian tactics. I'm sure there's a lot of little off the ball things as well that perhaps we didn't notice. So I mean, obviously that goes the first half. We're 1-0 up, looking okay. We're looking comfortable, aren't we? At half time. And then the second half, I don't know what was said. I don't know what was done. Obviously, the change was Ederson. Ederson's picked up another knock. We can only, fingers crossed, he'll be fine for Liverpool. I think Bravo's been a very improved goalkeeper the last few games I've seen him in the friendlies before the season and the one or two of the cup games. He has been a far more improved goal. But this was the old Bravo, wasn't it? We had Bravo on at our time. The City team seemed to, with Bravo in net, revert back to City of a couple of years ago with Bravo in net, where we don't look as confident, and obviously we've very quickly lost a goal, which obviously we didn't need to do. Atlanta must have thought it was the birthday, really, wasn't it? I mean, it didn't look overly dangerous as he came down the left, and then but the marking in the centre, absolutely superb cross, pinpoint cross. I mean, you can't argue with the cross, but there was 3 or 4 City players in the box, and no one picked up their player. Bravo had no chance. You can't blame Bravo for that. But at 1-1, you did start to worry because we never really upped it. We never really got going in that second half. And then obviously we trundled along, didn't we? We trundled along till the Mr. Gundogan, who again, I don't know what happened. I think Bravo, I suppose he did a long kick and something didn't quite put pressure on Gundogan. Anyway, I think a couple of players trying to close Gundogan down, and he's terrible. I don't know what it was. His pass ended up just going straight, they left the Atalanta player through. There were still players with him, still possibilities, and Bravo did his Barcelona 2016 thing. Bravo did his thing where I think he did a header thing previously, didn't he? A few minutes previously, when he come off his line, he was probably 30 yards out and diving header wide. But again, I mean, he had no chance. Bravo had no chance. Did he take one for the team? I don't think particularly he took one for the team. I don't think particularly he fouled the player, but he caused the player to jump, which meant that caused the player to leave his leg, which caused the player to actually claim he was fouled, which caused the Bravo to be sent off. So Bravo was absolutely idiot. So, I mean, to me, this was Bravo's been looking. I did comment that he's gone back. He was looking a bit like Gordon Banks the last couple of times I've seen him, and I've never rated Bravo particularly. As I said, I have played in goal myself. I've never rated Bravo from the first game, his debut against Manchester United. He was given a lot of leeway by City fans, and City fans got a lot of criticism that first season for slagging Bravo off, but Bravo was given months where no City fans got on his back or anything. We put up with it, we accepted it, and it's only towards the end that City started groaning and moaning about Bravo, but he was given a long time, and Bravo never quite did it. And this, to me, was the old Bravo. This is the Bravo that isn't good enough for City. He may have, he's a world-class keeper, he's played in World Cups, internationals, won things, but this is the Bravo we saw at the start of his tenure, and I'm sorry. Again, I'll get behind every City player, but Bravo, you got, that was silly. He didn't need to. If he came off his line, and took the hit, well, you don't take a hit, do you? You've got to get sent off. We haven't got another goalkeeper. You're the reserve goalkeeper. It's brainless, absolutely nonsensical. And even saying that, VAR's there, and this is where my first dig at VAR is. So why is VAR not pointing out that player simulated a dive? He left his foot in. Was it not clear enough? To me, it was clear enough. You should let the ref go over to the monitor and watch that. So the VAR was fantastic in the first half. I'm sorry, the VAR on that should have picked that up, because that player, I think the wonderful Arsene Wenger even said the player dived for it. Yes, he did. But Bravo gave him the option of doing that. So Bravo, I'm sorry. And people say, you can't blame Bravo. So yeah, I think you can blame Bravo, because I don't. He gave the player the option, and he was putting himself in that position to be sent off. Whether it should have been a sending off or not, in my opinion, not. But hey, there you go. By coming out like that, he forced the player to jump over him and did what he did. Which led us to the other good thing, obviously, and obviously my man of the match last night, Kyle Walker. Absolutely superb. I mean, and again, the other good thing, City have learned. I think there's supposed to be a problem with the number board. I'm thinking that a lot of that problem was City, where City have learned the art of shithousery, we call it, don't we, in the Champions League, which was so naive. Let's face it, City. I doubt very much we're going to win the Champions League this year. Certainly with the injuries we've got and the way we're playing, I can't see it happening. Come January, February, everything might be bright. We'll qualify, won't we? We'll have a better team. We'll hopefully have a more settled team. The injuries would have gone, and we will have a chance again. But at this point in time, I don't think we've got a cat and else chance to win the Champions League. But it's nice to see us wise up. And I think this Walker and Mahrez knew he was coming off way, but he obviously stayed in the 18-yard box. Obviously, it was time wasting, wasn't it, at the end of the day? And that's what I like to see from City in Europe. This is what we've got. This is what other teams would do to us. And to be honest with you, once the change was made, I think it was probably 85 minutes or something like that. Once the change was made, I mean, we knew we were going to get injury time, etc., a lot of added time. But we wasted that time, didn't we? I think City, I don't think Atalanta had a clue. I think they were tired anyway. They played quite a good game. They hadn't managed to get that second goal, which they may have tried for, but they were tired. And we really, once that free kick and Bravo had collected it at a second opportunity, I don't think Atalanta had a chance, really. I just think we psyched them out of it. I don't think Atalanta even looked like scoring. And I think that was totally, and as you said, the last 4 or 5 minutes were literally played in the corner flag, weren't they? And that was just fantastic by City. And, I wouldn't want to see any other team doing it against us, but hey, that's how you do it. We're happy with the draw. We're down to 10 men. lost our goalkeeper. We've got a right back playing in goal. Obviously, Pep did miss the chance of putting a midfielder in goal, which is obviously his aim is to have 11 midfielders playing, isn't it? So he did miss that opportunity by putting Walker in goal. But no, Walker, my man of the match, just from. Did he compare with Mike Doyle at Filbert Street in the 70s? I was there that day when Mike Doyle went in goal. I think we did actually lose that game, but he played really well, Mike Doyle. And obviously you can think back to Quinny playing in the Dean Saunders penalty save, can't you, at Main Road? So not quite on a comparison with those two guys, Doyle and Quinny, but no, that was a good thing to see Walker on there. Anything else? No, I don't think so. I think that just about. Oh yeah, the other thing, and I mean, not that I'll get any notes to say. I have tweeted to City today. I mean, I did notice that even though obviously it's not their home ground, Atalanta, that they did put all their own fans behind both goals, while they put all the City fans up in the gods. Now I'm sick. I mean, if you watched one of my vlogs the other day, I'm sick of it. I mean, we treat these away fans at the Etihad. We put them near the pitch. All right, if they bring a lot of fans, they're going to be over 3 tiers, but put them in the second and third tiers. Don't put City fans in the bottom tier. We bend over backwards for these foreign teams. And what happens when we go to somewhere like Atalanta with the San Siro? It's not even their own. Obviously, if it's a home ground, you can expect it to some, but you get the City fans put up in the gods. And I totally I think we should do similar things. I think it's cheap. It's tacky. It's you don't need to do that. Yeah, sod it, do it. Because I'm sorry, our lot were up in the gods and they had their fans behind both goals. Obviously, I think it's wrong. And City should take note. City, when we have these big games and we get these foreign teams, if it's a smaller team, fair enough. But some of these teams who bring a lot of fans and, they're next to the pitch so they can create more atmosphere. We let them have the drums in, which is absolutely disgraceful. We shouldn't let them have drums in anyway. It's wrong, If you can't sing without drums, you shouldn't be singing. So anyway, City, take note, please. They probably won't. But, yes, it is petty. Of course it's petty, but sod it. I mean, they do it to us. So let's learn from that. Let's stick them up in the gods. Anyway, so that was another thing, another one of my rants. So there we go. How did Stuart Brennan rate everybody? And how did I rate them? Ederson, he's given him a 5. His kicking was poor, but you can only think he picks up an injury to be taken off at half time. So yeah, he does these obviously without knowing the knowledge. I give Ederson a 6. If he was carrying an injury, you can't really blame him, can you? João Cancelo, good support for Mahrez, but should he have been so high up at the pitch when Atlanta's goal went down his side? Give him a 6 out of 10. I give him a 6 as well. I thought it was okay. Fernandinho, composed, calm first half, but had his work cut out after the break when he produced the pass of the match. Sterling. Fernandinho got a 7. What did you give Fernandinho? The 7, yeah, pass for Sterling. So Fernandinho, I give him a 6.5. Otamendi gave Gomez far too much room to sling in the cross for the equaliser after playing well in the first half. He's given him a 5, a bit mean. I think I give him a 6 because he did make a mistake, but he did do some okay things. So Benjamin Mendy gave City width and control in his first half, and much of his work was aimless or playing careless in the second half. He's only given Benjamin Mendy 4. I mean, I give him 6 again, but I mean, Stuart's been a bit harsh last night, and I think that second half probably did obviously push these ratings quite low but I didn't think he was as bad as I thought. Ilkay Gundogan gave City so much control in the first half. He was still the man who was trying to wrest it back as Atlanta rallied. He gave him a 7. Gundogan. I give him a 5.5. I didn't think he was that good, Gundogan. Obviously, it was at fault for the goal. I don't think he was great throughout the game. Kevin De Bruyne, another in and out performance from the Belgian. Couple of great runs, but the fluency and sharpness is not there at the moment. He gave him a 6. KDB, I give a 6 as well. Bernardo Silva, that prodigious work rate is no longer being matched by his ability, although his part in the opening goal was important. You give him a 7. Yeah, I give him 6, Bernardo. I don't think he did that great yesterday. Riyad Mahrez is given him a 6. Couple of moments of great skill, but also mixing some sloppy delivery and pointless passing. I thought Riyad Mahrez played quite well, actually, considering all the stick he got. I give him a 7.5. So he's a second only to Walker, in my opinion, as man of the match. So, but really give Riyad Mahrez a 6. Gabriel Jesus took a battery, made a great assist, and took one of the worst penalties ever, which affected his form. It did. He didn't quite recover, and City didn't recover really, did we? After that, so Jesus got a 5, and I give Jesus a 6 because I think he worked really well up to the penalty, and I think it was, even though it was abysmal, that knocked his confidence. And obviously he was right to be. You just had to take him off, didn't you? He just wasn't confident. Raheem Sterling made it 13 goals in 15 with a simple finish, won 2 penalties, and then fluffed a great chance. So, yeah, I mean, he's given him a 7. Raheem, I give Sterling a 6.5. Claudio Bravo, give him a 5 for the reckless challenge. I give Bravo a 1, to be honest with you. I'm not even going to... No, I wouldn't rate Bravo. I just wouldn't rate him. One's an insult, but I'm sorry. Terrible. Sergio Aguero, 5. He was... I mean, Sergio just looked like a retired player returning to play for the team. He just, you know what I mean? He just didn't... He didn't look like who he is to me. I mean, was he a bit annoyed about not being played from the start? I don't know. But no, I wouldn't rate Aguero again. He wasn't long enough. I give him a 5.5. I said I wouldn't rate him. I just have him to, but I give him a 5.5 again. A bit below standard Aguero. But I say it's one of our big players not turning up again. Before we have a quick look at the Liverpool game, just a couple of things on Twitter. Pep Guardiola moving to City has been one of the best decisions I've ever taken. It's incredible to be here. The organisation, the people, the players that I am working with, it is absolutely amazing. So obviously Pep's enjoying his time here. Whether he enjoys last night so much, I'm not too sure. Nice image there, Kings of England. That's one of the banners that was taken to the San Siro. It's a nice banner to look at. It's one of the better ones I've seen actually on this thing. Sean Goater at official Goater. Any spot where Kyle Walker caught the ball and fell to the ground 5 seconds after catching it, love it, legendary. Well, it certainly was, because we did actually have Benjamin Mendy commenting about it as well, which is quite funny. Again, I made the comment about City bending over backwards for the away fans and us lot being stuck in it. I made that comment on Twitter last night. Arsene Wenger was on Twitter defending Bravo, saying obviously it was an obvious dive by the Atalanta playing. Benjamin Mendy on Twitter. Still need some lessons, but I got you, bro. No worries. So that's obviously to his mate Kyle Walker there from Benjamin Mendy. Stephen asking, Stephen McIerney, obviously Steam Company. This seems to be so goddamn weird so far that I think I've just accepted already that it's not really worth expecting anything. Just going to enjoy whatever I can. We might win stuff. Who knows? But Kyle Walker in goal, yeah, anything goes now, really, yeah. So I think Steve summed up what most of us thought, actually. Danny Alves posted something on Instagram. This is again from @City_extra. Nice goalkeeper, brother. So Danny Alves, obviously a nice little thing for Kyle Walker for his goalkeeping antics. And I finish off, and this is what I just wrote on Twitter before I came on to do this vlog. Last night was City season so far summed up in 90 minutes. We are an odd outfit this year from Pep down. I have no idea what we are capable of winning this season, if anything. I only know that they are my club, my players, my manager. They are in my blood, and I will support always. So, yeah, I mean, I've got 63 likes for that so far. I occasionally get up to about 200-300 likes on stuff, but you know, when you put little passion comments like that out, it does resonate with people. Right, City versus Liverpool. A quick 5 minutes on this. Well, what could I say? The betting is 1.8 to 1 for Liverpool to win, 2.7 to 1 for the draw, and 1.5 to 4 for City to win. So I'm not sure. I've not looked at the betting today. Actually, I did this a couple of days ago. So they're thinking they actually City on average. If you look at all the bookies are favourite to win, and yet obviously they've all got Liverpool as 5 to 6 favourites to win the league and 11 to 10 City to win the league. So obviously it's a one-off game, isn't it? I mean, perhaps City we need it more. Obviously, of course we need it. We need it more, don't we? But I flip-flopped all week. If you'd asked me a week ago, I would have thought Liverpool 3-1 win. If you'd asked me before the match last night, I was thinking more, yeah, we'll get a draw. We'll get a draw at Anfield. If you ask me now, obviously we've got so many things. You can't really know what's going to happen, do we, on Sunday? We don't know what team. probably going to be without Bernardo Silva. Please, we're not without Ederson. If we've got Bravo starting, I mean, no disrespect to Bravo, but we're going to lose, aren't we? I think we're going to lose. My heart wants City to win. Of course it does. Of course it wants City to win. But you've got to think, if Liverpool don't take from what's been happening with City the last few days with the injuries, etc. I mean, they've also got history behind them. I think, we've got a pathetic record at Anfield. It's the only ground now that I think City aren't confident going to. I think we've sort of all our hoodoos that played, Arsenal and United, Chelsea, Everton, all these places we hated going. We can win there now. Anfield's the last place. So City, you're going to surprise me, aren't you? You're going to play outstanding. We're going to win this game on Sunday, aren't you? You're going to absolutely prove me wrong. But as I said yesterday, I was happy. I thought we might get a draw. As at this point in time, based on what I've seen, I can't see. If Liverpool don't win this, you don't deserve anything, lads. I'm sorry, because you're not playing well. We're not playing that well. I don't think Liverpool. I've seen Liverpool are not great. I'm sorry, they're not. They're not fantastic. They're pretty much one or two trick ponies. But the physicality, we won't be able to match that physicality. I wonder about players like Gundogan in the game, because I don't think he can cope with this physicality. We saw last night a little bit of bit of pressure, and he blew up. And God forbid if Bravo's in there against Liverpool under pressure, because Ederson isn't great at coping with pressure at Liverpool. We saw that. Was it last season, the season before? He makes mistakes with the pressure of a big game. I mean, yeah, of course the Liverpool fans will be up for it. This is a game where they actually get off their arses and support the team, a bit like we do. I mean, obviously for our big games, I mean, Liverpool, the Etihad last year at Liverpool against Liverpool was absolutely superb. So yeah, of course they'll be up for it. But that'll be 9 points. Liverpool win, they'll be 9 points ahead. Is there any coming back for that? Of course, yeah. Your heart says, of course there is. Liverpool aren't that great. Other teams will take, other teams can take points off them. We'll take 3 points off them at the Etihad. Yeah, if this game was at the Etihad, I'll be saying City can win this, even with all our problems. But no, I think as City fans, we have to be realistic, don't we? I mean, I was realistic before about the Champions League. There's no way that sort of team display is going to win the Champions League this year. And obviously, all things can change January, February. Obviously, we get all our players back. We get Laporte back. It's like us losing Van Dijk, isn't it? Having Laporte. We need Laporte. We need Rodri. We need all our best players. We need our best players. This is important with Liverpool. We need the KDBs. We need the Bernardos. We need the Sterlings. I mean, the Sterling's never turned. So what tells us Sterling's going to turn up this week? I mean, he's never turned up at Anfield. But we need our big players to play, to perform. And unfortunately, based on last night, you don't know. We might galvanise them. Galvanise the fans. As I say, I enjoyed, in a funny sort of way, I enjoyed last night because it was so bad. It was such entertainment. I mean, from the neutral, I think they would have loved it. But I'm sorry. I mean, they're talking about meeting the coach again. The Liverpool fans, just give it a rest, lads. Just stay in the pub, have a laugh, get behind your team in the ground. I mean. Certainly, I mean, there's nothing wrong with booing and chanting as the coach, but if you end up with this stupid palaver throwing bottles and God knows what at the coach, I mean, it's absolutely unbelievable. I just hope it doesn't happen. But obviously, we're a bit tender. I think City are tender, as I said. We're a bit odd at the moment. I think City, and it's an odd season. It's been an odd season so far. It's going to get a lot harder, is it, before it gets better? I don't know. But if we win this, I think we'll win the league, because I think it'll be a minor miracle if we win this. If we draw this, I think we still can win the league, but we're going to have to make a lot of change. A lot of things are going to go our way. We're going to stop being unlucky with the injuries, etc. Need a lot more luck than we're getting. But if Liverpool win it, I'm sorry, lads. If you win this and don't win the league, you just, it's nailed on, isn't it? It's nailed on. Teams are rolling over for Liverpool. Liverpool are getting the luck. I think if you go 9 points clear, yeah, of course we can get it back. Yeah, we've been 8-10 points behind with a few games left. Yeah, of course we can. You'll hear all that rhetoric, obviously, but no, I'm sorry. If Liverpool, this is your big chance, lads. You've got to go for it. City, this is your big chance to step up to the plate. Predictions. My heart says we'll get a draw, and that draw will mean we're 6 points behind. That draw will mean we could probably still win the league this season. My head says we're going to lose this, but sod the head. I mean, what does this know? Hey, this is what counts, isn't it? As I said, City are my team. This is what counts. Let's go there. Let's get a draw. Let's nick a win. Let's get a penalty, and Gabby will put it in the top right hand corner in the last minute. Eh? So what? Let's go for it. Anyway, it'll be fun, won't it? Anyway, if you enjoyed this, sorry about the rants and stuff. I'll be back with after the Liverpool game on Monday. So I'll be back with a summary of that. It would be a quick City present. I might have a look at a programme or two as well from an away game. So I'll be back on that. Push your subscribe button if you like it. Please push the bell notifications so you know these videos are coming out. And obviously on Burned in YouTube, I've got my little movie vlogs as well about movie posters, the movies themselves, old movies, and obviously board games. So if you like that sort of thing, please have a look at that. And say that I've gained a few subscribers this week, which is nice. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this little rant and I've entertained you today. There's so much to talk about. I probably missed loads of things, but hey, there you go. I'm on Twitter at nostalgia_movie or at Bernardine at Charles Deneen. So all the football stuff's on there. And obviously, as you know, on City Fan TV with a regular Premier League review every week. So we'll get on to City Fan TV and obviously appearances on Man City Fan TV and obviously on Football Fan Chat, which is a Chelsea run thing, but I'm doing a thing tonight on the Liverpool City game on Football Fan Chat. So if you're watching this today and you don't know about Football Fan Chat, have a look on there. And I'm on there this evening. I'm going to talk about the City Liverpool game as well. So I'll be even more positive later, probably anyway. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Whatever you're doing the rest of the day, have a good one. Look after yourself. Look after your friends and especially look after your family. We'll see you all again after the Liverpool game. Come on, City, we can do it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.